morning. It's 9:20 my time. I have no voice. I've given everything I have to you guys. Come on board so we can kind of get some things straight. We're going to talk about some comments. We're going to talk about the hypocrisy. We're going to talk about the lies. We're going to talk about the bullying. We're going to talk about some sort of support that Catherine Sullivan's given us. We're going to talk about her hypocrisy and what the hell's going on here. We're going to go through it step by step.
You know, look, straight away, throwing shots, you know what I'm saying? Throwing shots out the gate. But this happens after the interview, right? After, okay? So this is the rise. When I say the rise, you have to think, hey, these people have been gone for so long. They're coming back to the scene. They're scheduled to do, I believe, when this took place, they're coming off Power Morphicon, gearing up, I believe, for Ranger Stop. Or vice versa. But let's see what happens. So they're coming in, haven't been seen for 26 years. Let's give them their time to shine.
I did. That little cave picture, I was like, Me in the center of the tree.
Like, this is like heaven.
Oh, dear God. Well, we have them today. I'm so excited to have them on the show. Both of us are.
Yes, it's been such a long time. I did see Tim, and I remember seeing Tim. I probably saw Tim, Ted, and Tom, but I thought I was seeing the same person at our Power Morphicon years ago, but we hadn't seen each other in years.
So they did Power Morphicon, I believe, in 2010, and then they came back in 2022.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but they're delightful. So we're so happy to have them back in the fandom, and going to talk to them about their careers and what they've had going on. So please welcome the Difilippo Triplets.
Triplets, yay!
Hey, guys.
All right, now when they talk about the production deal, I'll probably slow it down. But right now, let's go. We're going to let them cook.
Hey.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show. Oh my gosh. I forgot to put the chat over here. Let me make sure I put the chat up. There we go. So we can see it. Thank you guys so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having us. We feel very honored to be on your show. Absolutely.
Our audience.
Now look at this. They're humble. Hey, we feel very honored to be on y'all show, right? Honored. Think about that.
Is so excited about this. Like they were wondering where you have been. So we're very happy to have you and answer lots of questions that are coming in for you. So
yes. So let's start with, what have you guys been up to?
Yes.
What have you guys been up to since we saw you last on Power Rangers?
Okay. We'll start with you, Teddy. You want? Yes. Well, we're going to start with how we got the role. Right?
Since Power Rangers.
I got married and met a woman in 2000, soon after we did the Power Rangers in 1996. And she just did not like the business.
Now, you hear this? You hear this? I got married and she didn't like the Power Rangers. Now, what do you think happened after he got married in 1996 to a woman who did not like the Power Rangers? All right, let's keep it going.
She didn't like the closeness we had. It was just intimidating to her. So she drove me away. She wouldn't let me go on auditions, and she completely took us out of the business. So from 2000 until October 21st of 2021, we've been out of the business.
Now, he just blamed everything on her.
It is all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
And now we're back. It's only been a few months. We're excited. We're happy to be back. We're happy to be on your show, to reunite you girls. We're excited.
Good.
That's great. You know, love can do that, unfortunately.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you just, your heart is just like, oh my gosh, I have to have this woman. I have to be with this person. And you forget about the rest of you.
And it is hard industry for a part. It takes a strong partner because it is hard. You're having, if there's love scenes or any, it's a challenging thing. So I have sympathy. My husband wasn't a fan of it either, but I didn't listen. It years for me to decide, but it wasn't because of him that I left the industry. But it's hard.
I wonder why she left the industry, right? You got to wonder when people say they left the industry. It's probably the same story. Hey, we wanted more money, and they was like, no. And, that's typically how it goes with these non-union productions.
And I have to piggyback with her as well. I have, my husband and I have been married 21 years, and he's not in the industry on purpose because that would have been too hard. But, there's roles that I have turned down. We've just both agreed with because, there's certain things that I just won't show. I have 2 boys. I can't imagine being...
She only wants to do stripper.
No, to be fair, I think Nakia's like, I ain't ever getting my cheeks clapped on screen or whatever. Sometimes that does close your door for opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when you're getting in the game, think about Euphoria Sydney Sweeney. When she wanted to get in the game, she topless almost every season, every episode of Euphoria. Cheeks getting clapped almost every episode of Euphoria. Your cheeks getting clapped by everybody in Euphoria pretty much. But then as the show progressed and she established herself, now she like, nah, I'm not doing topless scenes anymore.
Honey, we got to stop this.
Yes, stop the pole dancing. Dang it. So no, I understand. Just out of respect for my spouse, you know, there are certain roles that I wouldn't feel comfortable doing. I just, and I think about my sons, because my older son is 21, my youngest one is 18.
Like seeing you as a pole dancer?
I don't think they'd like seeing me as a pole dancer.
It'll be a different uniform too.
It comes back to bite you. I do think about that when you see actresses doing like a lot of things. I'm like, gosh, I wonder how their child that feels about that. Something like that. It's
Hey, the child be happy. You want to cry in a Ferrari or a minivan? You know what I'm saying?
Hard. We had talked a little bit before we get to some of the questions. We have some super chats that are coming in and have already come in. You had a development deal.
This is what I want you guys to focus on, right? This is what you really need to pay attention. In fact, I'm going to slow it down so you can kind of hear it. I don't want to zip through this.
Right?
Yes, we did.
Tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll get to some of the fan questions.
Okay. Well, we went and we met with an agent, and our agent was best friends with Shuki Levy. So it was at the time that Shuki was developing the Gold Ranger. So the timing was perfect. You know, in this business, you're going to get really lucky. Yes. Timing's going to be right. And it was. So when we went and met with Shuki, he loved us. He introduced us to the toy company. They liked us. So they started an 8-month development deal. And we went for, what was it, 6 months, Tommy? And we went, dojo? And we went right to his house. We went with our agent right to Shuki's house. There was no audition.
Was your agent Raphael?
Raphael Verco, yeah. Yep.
Oh.
And Shuki had a Lamborghini in his driveway. He had a movie theater in his house, and he totally got us. He totally got us. We really hit it off with him really well. And then we signed a development deal with them. We're supposed to be,
and then we went to the dojo, and we were training for 6 months. And the thing with my brothers and I is we didn't realize how popular the Power Rangers was.
I don't think anyone realizes it. Typically, what happens with Power Rangers is the people they get, they just want to act. That's it. Hey, we just want to act. Okay, you just want to act? Great. We got this show to put you on. Is it union? No, it's not union. Do we get residuals? No, but guess what? You get to act. Is the pay good? No, but you get to act. You want to act? Yeah, I'll take it.
We had no idea until it came down to it's time for us to shoot. It was time for us to get going with this thing. And we were told by our team that it's so popular that we may not be able to do anything else because we might get typecast. So it freaked us out. It was our first thing that we were doing in Hollywood. We just came from the East Coast. We were like, we got all these other plans that we want to do. We had a calendar that we worked really hard for that we had to put aside because we were pulled out of the business with the development deal. We couldn't do anything else. They pulled us completely out of everything. We couldn't. So we were nervous. We were really, really nervous about it. So, and that was for 30 episodes for Zeo. Then there was going to be a Power Rangers Zeo movie. And Shuki was suggesting that Tommy was going to have a love interest, Trey of Wisdom. And then it was going to be a spin-off series from there.
Look at this. Hey, we got 30 episodes for you guys. A movie and a spin-off series. And their biggest worry is we're going to be typecast. Could you imagine your first acting deal? Your first acting deal, fresh off the street. And they say, hey, we got 30 episodes for you. A movie, and a spin-off series. And they like, well, we were worried about being typecast. You know, someone said we'll be typecast if we do this. Look, I'll run it back. I'll run it back. Some people are like, no, it wasn't no spin-off. I'm like, look, I'm just going by what they said.
In Hollywood. We just came from the East Coast. We were like, we got all these other plans that we want to do. We had a calendar that we worked really hard for that we had to put aside because we were pulled out of the business with the development deal. We couldn't do anything else. They pulled us completely out of everything. We couldn't. So we were nervous. We were really, really nervous about it. So, and that was for 30 episodes for Zeo. Then there was going to be a Power Rangers Zeo movie. And Shuki was suggesting that Tommy was going to have a love interest, Trey of Wisdom. And then it was going to be a spin-off series from there. So they were working on that while we were training. So it was tough. It was really, really tough. But when we found out what it was, we talked to them. And so we ended up only doing the story arc that we did on the show. So to allow us to move on to do what we do. But then Shuki also to get his ideas out there. So
you see, hey, we just going to do the 12 episodes on the show. And we gonna try to do something else. This is when you fumble the bag early because you think the grass is greener on the other side. And ultimately, it wasn't.
The story arc from the beginning to the end was all thrown together really quickly in there. So that's kind of what happened with our development deal.
And we feel like extremely blessed and grateful for the part that Shuki developed for us. I mean, he made it bigger than life itself, like he said he would. He was an amazing guy that way. It's just some things happen in life and you look back on it.
People saying it's cap. Now look, I don't know if you saying it's cap. Hey, look, they said the spinoff in the movie. I have no information to suggest otherwise.
And you don't know what we did, and here we are. We can't change anything.
People like,
And they were involved there, Tom.
I'd like to show you something. This was the ad for the movie. I don't know if you can see that.
They can't see that.
No, can't see it.
No, we'll text it over to you. But it's basically a promotion for the movie that they were doing. So they were actually in action doing this stuff, and we was before we knew it, we were scared that this is all we were going to ever do. Not that
That's a bad thing.
Not that it's a bad.
it's a horrible thing. Like, well, we want to do something else. Now, look, so many Rangers have fumbled the bag, and they are the next 3 to add to the list because they're going to talk about it in the next 5 minutes. How in high demand they were because they were 3 triplets, in shape, decent body, decent face, highly marketable at the time.
I think, but we want to do a movie on our lives. We want to do a sitcom. We didn't even think about a kid show. We had no idea.
It just came in our lap.
But it was something hard not to take. I mean, 30 episodes a movie. I mean, that's a career.
And we kind of wish that we would have known how popular Power Rangers were because they put so much time into advertising.
We feel bad.
All the writing they did for the 30 episodes, the writing for the show, for the spin-off series. Shuki wanted me to find triplet girls to play our queens on Triforia. So they put so much effort in, and we didn't know anything until right when it was time to get things rocking. So we felt really bad about.
We do. We apologize to them because it wasn't the right thing to do. We were young, dumb.
Yeah. Look, notice there's a pattern, guys. Hey, when Walter left, man, I wish I would have did the movie. Austin, man, we should have did the movie. We should at least did the movie. All these people that leave early regret. Thinking the grass is greener on the other side, and it's not.
So did you pull out? Is that what happened?
Basically. And we just took a smaller role.
And then if you looked at the season, once when Zeo ended, it just ended like cold turkey. Because he had so much developed for us, and then the next season, everyone's all confused.
So is when you guys pulled out, that's why they had Austin come in.
Exactly.
We're very happy with Austin and what he did.
He done a great job.
He did a great job as the gold. He's loved by the fans. It's just he was awesome.
And we were a little confused why you guys were there, and then all of a sudden you weren't there. And we were like, what happened? And then there was this whole other storyline of you passing your powers off to someone else, and we were perplexed by that, but now that explains. Wow.
Now you see, hey, look, Shuki Levy kept this shit tight to wraps. He said, where are the receipts? If they had talent to back it up, they wouldn't be typecast for long. Sounds like they get sweet talked. Sweet talked, yeah, somebody talked them right out of their future, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep it going.
It was like,
that was our first acting gig. We had just come to town.
We came in 95. We came in 95. We started working out in Valley's gym. And then a doctor came up to us and was, fascinated with the 3 of us. And he got investors to help us invest in the calendar. So all we did was work out. That's why when you see us on a lot of...
So look, hey, we dropped the acting gig and we gonna put out a calendar and shit
shows our shirts off. It's because we came out with the calendar too late in the year and they couldn't produce it. So the only way we could sell it was to go on national TV and sell it that way. So it wasn't like we go on TV and just take our shirts off all the time. That was the reason why our shirts are off.
Totally.
And we want to do another one. We want to do a second calendar at 51 in better shape than we were at 26.
Wow. I love that.
I mean, that's a great idea, but I don't know if that shit's going to pop off. Do you think they talked to Austin, Walter, and Twee right away and convinced them to leave the show early? God, Dustin. No, I don't think they even knew of them because Zeo came out much later than MMPR.
That's one of the projects we're working on. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're excited. We're excited to see you girls and be part of the team again. It's like, this is great.
Now, they're coming off doing Power Morphicon, and they're like, yo, we got money in our pockets. We happy as hell. Hey, let's do it.
Yeah. It's so crazy. It's taken 20-something years for us to understand why you guys left and why Austin. We had no idea.
Yeah. Nobody does. That's why they don't think we're just one and we're not 3. And, everyone's confused. That's why this is so great. And you gave us a platform.
People get fired and stuff. They never just explained it to us. We were just the actors. So we didn't know if you guys got fired or it was so confusing.
So when you guys decided to walk away, you told Shuki and you told Saban that this is something that you don't want to do. And so when you decided to do that, they just was like, okay, bye.
I think a lot of reasons asked them to get out of the contract. Yeah. We literally had to have one of our high level, very, very successful doctors call and get us out of the development.
A doctor called and got him out of the development deal,
deal contract. It's hard to do that. So they don't want to let you out a lot of times, and they didn't want to let us out. But yet, they were mad at us.
And we should have known better. We should have done our research to know how popular the Power Rangers was.
You see, everyone's saying the same thing. Yeah, we shouldn't have walked off the show. We should have gave some note. All this regret now because they think they're hot shit because they're on a kid's show and it's popping off. And then when they leave and go out to the real world to try to get a more prominent role, the lights and glamour and the reception is just not there.
We just had no idea. And I think that's another reason why nobody knows about us is because, after we were off the show, there's nowhere to be found. We're nowhere to be found anywhere. Our pictures,
some of the things we put online were taken down.
Everything
it was like we were erased from the whole show. And but we realized that
it was our mistake. We take responsibility for it. 100%. We're back now. We want to get back to our fans.
And if we can do anything for the franchise, we will. We will.
Wow.
And what was so nice about a year ago, the CEO that recently passed away, Masbro, he contacted us and he's like, "Hey guys, what can we do to help you?"
Now you see this? Hey, I want to bring you guys back. I mean, they still were like in somewhat demand, but I don't. That price is just not there.
You want us to come out with new toys for you? You want us to come out with 3?
What?
Yeah, we were like,
that's how this started.
We were like,
literally
wow,
a year ago.
Okay.
A year ago.
We weren't ready still then. I'm still going through my divorce and getting over my I have 2 kids. My son Dante is 16 and my daughter Angelina's 12.
Divorce, you know what I'm saying? He going through his divorce and shit. And he need money, you know what I'm saying?
I'm in a bind,
trust me, I know all about it.
So it was a very messy divorce. I don't want to go into details, but I'm still trying to get over it. But I'm at the point now where we want to get back into this business and we want to connect to our fans and we want to connect with the girls and we want to see where I believe strongly that we were born this way for a reason.
Absolutely.
We haven't explored that. We scratched the surface back 25 years ago, but we really haven't got into where do we fit? Where do we fit? How do we fit?
And what difference can we make? We feel like we can make a big difference.
We want to do God's work.
We're very godly.
We want to do God's work. We want to give and we want to represent God in the best way we can.
Okay.
That sounds like a good goal, a good place to start.
Absolutely. So after the Hasbro CEO passed, did you guys have another contact there that you could?
That's what we're doing right now. We met with an agent on Monday. Yeah. He's putting together a press kit, and that's one of his first phone calls. Is going to be over to Hasbro. We want them to do a toy of the trays.
Now, look, I don't know why people think that just because they use your name, image, and likeness on the toys, you're going to get a cut of it. No. That's not really how it works. But if they do a toy of the trays, they give them something to sign at cons. You kind of got to think long term, right? You kind of got to, when you do this stuff, like, all right, well, if we can convince them to do a toy, then maybe we can sign it toy conventions because now they're coming back to the circuit. They're like, hey, we're back. No one knows of us. Let's make sure everyone knows of us. And then they crash out over an advertisement. But shout out to my man, Matt Fisher, who says, what I miss is Brent coming. Are the triplets nuts? Has Henry shut his computer off? Yes, I have shut my computer off. I shut it off like 2 days ago. And I've been doing it a little bit more because I don't have no big editing project going or anything where 1,000 screens up. But yeah, I have been shutting it off, man. Thank you, Matt, for inquiring. All right, so they're trying to get back in the game, but then they're going to crash out.
3 of us. There's 3. Now that everybody knows we're 3, you know what I mean? Do another 3, and we're gonna try and get back on the show and see what their ideas are.
Or whatever way we can help.
Where they are.
We can help them. We'll help them. You know,
we love this guy.
When they came out with this is when they came out a year ago.
We love this guy.
I love
this is actually like, and Nakia, it brought me to tears when you put this on with the rest of the cast. On that you posted something with the Zeo, and you put us right next to you. I literally started crying.
Aww.
But we are.
Now look how sweet they are, guys. Look how sweet this shit is. You're like, oh man, this is very sweet. This is very wholesome. This was filmed January 19th, 2022. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, what are we doing?
Just so you know, we have never forgot you. Like we saw you one day. And by the way, guys,
she was a little enamored.
I was so enamored with the 3 of you on the show.
She's like, there's not one handsome, but there's 3 handsome.
Hey, she could have been starving.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
And if you look at her husband, they look a little similar, you know what I'm saying? They look a little similar, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to her and her husband. So she like, oh, and you know, I don't even want to get into this, man, but it is what it is.
Oh, thank you.
That cave picture when we're standing inside the cave, and I'm just standing there with you guys. And oh my gosh, my inner thoughts are like, oh my gosh, I could just kiss every single one of them.
She wanted that foursome ASAP. Like, God damn, freaky ass women. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, you got to watch out.
am a nasty woman.
I was going to look forward and just pretend.
We'll have to reshoot that again.
Yeah, we know we
one of
shoot
these
that.
days. Yeah, we knew.
should.
Once we get our tapes made and all that, because we're not in the process of
They would have trained their ass out. I would. I mean, all right. Let's stop. Anywho, what does Matt say? Since I missed the opening, is the video sped up or are they all on speed? It's sped up a little bit.
getting our costumes made and all.
There's a little story that goes behind that. When we were looking for the spot where we shot, we didn't know where we were going. I had an idea. It was somewhere down in Malibu. But where was it? So we're driving, we're looking. And all of a sudden, Cody looks online and he says, it's Matador Beach. And I just passed the sign. I'm thinking, I wanted to turn. Something told me to turn. I didn't turn. But when he said, it's Matador Beach, I did the quickest U you could possibly make. And we went down there and we're looking inside the cave. I'm looking inside one. I'm looking inside another. No, it's not it. That's
Freak off.
finally found it. And we found it. We knew it was the one. And that's where we took the picture that we posted. And it's so surreal when it's 25 years ago. That's a long time. And
Yeah.
you still feel the emotions of the spot. We weren't there long on that beach. When Timmy almost drowned coming out with the pouch, we sat there in the cave with you. I mean, somehow we found it. And it was just, and then we went to the command center. I mean, it's just, I had butterflies in my stomach like crazy. I was like nervous. And I was just with these guys. It was like, it just brought back so many good memories.
So many good memories when we had money, when we were getting paid, when people were taking us serious. You know what I'm saying? We were doing promos. We was like, hey, come on out. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be at Power Morphicon. And you like, oh, y'all gonna be at Power Morphicon? Yeah, we gonna be there. Hey man, how about this promo? Check out our promo. You like, what promo? They like, this promo. Look what we got.
Destroy the Gold
Look, they cut a promo for Power Morphicon.
Ranger.
I didn't even know this, man. I had to look at it. Now, this is an iconic scene that if you watch Zeo, you know about.
We have to get the Power Morphicon to reunite.
I mean, look, hey, this is the promo. And I need to stop. So here's the promo, and if you read the chat, you know that Cody's House of Geeks said, "Hey, that promo was my idea, and I'm still proud of it. My name's at the end, credited for the concept." All right, Cody, we gonna get you on so you can talk about all this in about an hour.
Hey guys, the Difilippo Triplets will be at Power Morphicon 7. You may know them as Trey, the original Gold Ranger from Power Rangers Zeo. Power Morphicon 7 is August 26th to the 28th.
Go. We have to get the Power Morphicon to reunite. Let's go. Let's go. We have to get the Power
Concept, Cody in the building.
Morphicon to reunite. So we can reunite. No, to reunite.
It's all right. Let's do another take. Go.
We have to get the Power Morphicon to reunite. About that so.
Now, look, if y'all can't get that Power Morphicon to reunite, I don't know how much casting it's gonna be, but look, we're actually behind on time. You behind on time? Yeah. All right, so nope, that's when he crashed out on Catherine. I gotta find the video.
This Power Ranger community.
Nope, that's a little bit
understand
later. That's a little bit later. Like, Jesus, where are we at with it? Where are we at with the crash out? Give me a second. I'm like, I thought I put it. All right, there we go. First live stream. Okay, so let's start crashing out. All right, guys, this is literally the beginning of the crash out, and I have all the assets loaded and ready for it. You like, wait, what assets are ready for it? You like, what's going on, man? Like, is this why they crashed out? Like, when I tell you yes, the answer is yes, and yes. You like, no way people crashing out over this stuff. All right, now look, we're gonna have to speed this up, and we definitely not listening to all of it. I actually got some timestamps, but we're gonna let him crash out. We're gonna give him his attention that he so desperately wanted back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, guess who's back? Guess who's back, guys? the only one fighting for the fans. I'm just disgusted.
Now, when he says, guess who's back? He's talking about this right here. When he start crashing out right here. This is when he start crashing out.
And it's talking about we canceled and we're crying and all this stuff. Well, look at the next post. After we canceled, look what Ranger Stop posted.
All right, now this is going to come back around.
They posted that we were showing up and you had to buy tickets within 1 day, and if you to get a discount when they knew we canceled. We had fans come to us and told us they bought tickets expecting us there, and we weren't. Complete lies, as we've spoken about already. My brothers and I, we will attend your events if you invite us, and we will give our Gold Ranger powers to the fans to help them through the tough times. If you do not invite us to your events, I will be online all day, calling people, connecting with my fans, our fans, millions of them all over the world.
Now, when you say millions of them all over the world, if you have millions of fans all over the world, you really don't need to go to Ranger Stop and Power Morphicon. And if you don't believe me, ask Amy Jo Johnson.
Telling them not to attend your events. Scott Zelma, there's an event on the 29th. You're inviting everybody else, not inviting the OG Golds. And I'll call you straight out. You're the leader. Why?
Now, this is where, people are like, yo, he got mental issues going on. And be that as it may, sometimes I'm just not, I guess, too sympathetic to people with mental issues. And, look, dude, I'm going through hell right now. I don't have time to have mental issues. So salute to the people who do. If you do got them, go get help. But sometimes having mental issues is a luxury. Okay.
I don't understand it.
Now he's crying. He's crying because he didn't get invited. He didn't get invited because of some entitlement bullshit that's going on. Maybe I'm in a little bit rare form today coming off a 4-hour hearing, but I hate people who are entitled. They drive me crazy. Crazy.
I don't care about you. You're evil. It's wrong. And it has to stop. You gotta invite the Treys to every event. The fans need us. I don't know how many times I gotta.
Can you expand on that Amy Jo Johnson statement? I'm a newer follower.
Absolutely, Dorcolia. Thank you for the bitch. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Amy Jo Johnson, she doesn't do Power Morphicon. She doesn't do Ranger Stop. And the reason she doesn't do Ranger Stop is because she's the most popular Ranger in the cons right now. So as a result of that, she can go to non-Power Ranger themed conventions and draw major numbers. And her guarantee is like way through the roof. So she can go to Wales and overseas where other people are stuck here. And if they go to Wales or overseas, they got to probably do the buddy up, and maybe they got to pay for a flight, maybe have to pay for their own hotel room. But Amy Jo Johnson, she is creme de la creme when it comes to Power Rangers. She's the most popular Power Ranger alive. So hopefully that answers your question. So you won't ever catch her at no Ranger Stop. Not no time soon. But thank you for the bits.
Keep repeating myself. I want to start getting contact to go out and see the fans. I want to be flown out, my brothers and I, put in one hotel room.
You see, hey, this is some entitlement shit. Like, yo, I want to be flown out, my brothers and I. So as a promoter, you like 3 people? I got to fly 3 people out in one hotel room? Like,
just give us food. A year we've been back to Trace.
Now, if you guys remember, JDF was like, look, man, you got to build your own fan base. You got to pay for them tickets yourself. You got to pay for the hotel yourself. But you can't be out here begging, trying to hold the cons hostage to invite your ass out. They gonna look at you and be like, nope.
We went to one Power Ranger convention, Morphicon. We were put in the corner, away from our cast. There was no panel. Nobody knew about us. It was disgusting. If you don't invite us, it's going to start tomorrow. If I don't receive a phone call or a DM from your office or from the convention inviting the Treys to that event, I'm going to start calling. I'll be on the phone, and I'll tell every fan I talk to to not go to your event, to not support it.
Look at this. Now, this goes against everything I stand for. Always tell you guys, I never say, hey, don't support people. I never say don't go to events. I never say that. So when you do this, you're low-key trying to weaponize your fans and saying, hey, either invite me out or I'm going to weaponize my fan base to attack you. And Zoe was like, buy Difilippo Triplets. I too want money. Right? Look, man, we got to hide the money.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Oh, man. But look, you cannot do this. Like, imagine it's some content creators who do stuff like this, man.
Because you don't care about them. If you invite us, I won't do that. I want to go to that event. I want to have a table in the middle of the room.
What the fuck? Who is this guy? And his terroristic demands. You like, bro, you've been out the game 26 years. You're not Austin St. John coming back from playing Hacksaw Ridge or LARPing as you was Hacksaw Ridge. You not that guy. You not the original, but that's going to come up later.
I want to be treated with respect, and I want to be there for the fans. We haven't been out in 26 years. Nobody has our autograph. For 26 years, this Power Ranger Nation hit us. Austin St. John, this is a call straight out to you, man. Where are you? How come you don't talk to us? Call us. Lead. Be there for these fans. Put us on your Instagram. Make the world know who we are. You're the Gold Ranger only because of us. Trey of Triforia.
Austin St. John was like,
wait a minute. Who are you?
That's right, world. That's the truth. The only reason why he's the gold is because of us. Do you care about the fans? That's my question to you, Austin St. John. Do you care about the fans? And the cast of Zeo directly talking to you. I'm disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. With all of you. You call yourself Rangers. You talk about once a Ranger, always a Ranger. That's bullshit.
Bro, if you're talking about once a Ranger, always a Ranger, you're not living in reality, bro. We're not on a TV set anymore. You got to get it how you live.
Straight out. You weren't there for us. You didn't welcome us. You haven't put us on any social media. The only time you put social media on was the advertisement for Ranger Stop, and we weren't in it. You're supposed to be a family. Power Rangers, Zeo, our cast.
Look, man, you got to get yourself popping out here, man. You got to start from nothing. You got to start from 20 people and just be like, hey, guys, we about to just talk JDF's passing in death. Thank you for coming. Like this stream. This is my first stream, so sorry about, what's happening. I may mess up and my laptop is old, but we gonna get there. You gotta come out like that. You come out making fucking demands and shit like, yo, we don't they don't even know you. No one knows you. They have no idea what type of experience they're gonna have if they meet you. They have no idea what type of draw you have. You're literally an unproven talent with a serious sense of entitlement because, which you're gonna find out later, guys. They want Austin to let people know who they are, but they have millions of fans. Exactly. I see freaky ass Nasty in the chat. Shout out to the people who watch the Puppy Prawn, Jenna girl. But anywho, no one knows these guys. And Dust is right, man. Dust is right. Let's keep it going.
Disgusting.
All right, guys. All right, so that was one rant, right? This is the crash out. Whoa, that's not the crash out. This is the crash out right here. The first crash out that they have. And we're going to watch this for a little bit. Then we're going to cut to the Scott Zilner interview. Then we're going to cut back to his moment when he started to realize that trying to weaponize fans is not active. And then we got a couple special guests that are going to come on. I need to message them to let them know I'm running way behind.
I just don't know, again, what's going on here. I went to bed last night at 4 a.m. I got home from fishing. I jumped on the phone. I was talking to fans all night long. They're just disgusted. What's going on here? I'm bringing light to the hypocrisy, to the people in this Power Ranger fandom. And one person in particular just woke me up. I couldn't sleep any longer. And it's this.
Now look. Oh my God. This guy reads the comment section and then goes off on the comments that people are making. Okay. Reads the comment section, then go off. Now, imagine me looking at some comments, and look, people have told me to go put my head in the noose. But you know, I just be like, all right, can we just block that person? I'm not like, hey, go to their page and attack their ass. You like, wait, what? Now, look, this account doesn't exist anymore because I checked. But let's hear it out.
Young kid who probably knows nothing. He wasn't around when we shot the show, and I want to give you his Instagram account so you guys can comment on what he's.
All right, Cody, you could do this all day. Thank you, man. I appreciate your patience, man. We gonna get you on stream 100%, but we gotta tell the whole story, and we're gonna tell your part of the story too, because I even got a clip of you coming up
saying he has no clue. His Instagram account is that dot.
All right,
it's a joke. I don't know what's going on here. Rudy knew it was wrong, and it was wrong for 23 years. 23.
Now he's mad at Hasbro for quote unquote hiding them for 23 years. Bro, we had a freaking production deal for you. You spit in our face, and now you coming back. Hey, can you give us some promo? They like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, they like, look, bro, it's game over. You fumbled the bag. And now you fumbling cons.
Wrong today, and people like you are making it worse. Go back and do your research. Go to YouTube, watch the season, and see what happens. I also saw a comment, I believe from you, that Jason's the Gold Ranger. Jason's not the Gold Ranger. He's the only other Gold Ranger from us. He would never have been the Gold Ranger if it wasn't for us. His powers are Triforian in nature. His powers are our powers he borrowed on the show.
Now, remember this. Remember when Austin St. John was like, you know, if it wasn't for me, Tommy would have never been the leader of the show, you know, so Jason David Frank should thank me for leaving because he became the leader. This is what it sounds like. This is what you see. It's the same conversation.
I don't understand these people. You don't have your story right. This is complete hypocrisy. This is what I was talking about last night. I'm sick of it. It has to stop. Now, just so you guys all know, I posted the scene that we did with Austin St. John at Morphicon. I tagged our cast in it. I tagged a few of these members that are on our team in it. I want it shared to every single Power Ranger convention, social media, anybody you know possible. And I want names of every single person that is. Every organization, every actor, I want to know.
He wants to dox them and have his fan base harass them. Look, guy, you're going about this the wrong way. Hasbro wasn't in charge. Why is he mad at them? Look, man, he's mad at the world right now. Some people are mad at the world. Okay. When they feel like they've been dealt the short end of the stick by the universe. And that's what Ted Difilippo is facing. All right. And this is the beginning of the fall.
And every person that does not put it on their social media, I'm calling out. As fakes, as forwards, as anything you want. I'm calling them all out, including my cast. I am disgusted with them. They have a chance to make it right. That scene is arguably one of the most historic scenes in the history of the show, and nobody is giving it respect like no one gives Trey of Triforia respect. It's a joke. I don't know what's going on here, and I'm fighting for the fans. Get your stories right. Make sure you know what you're talking about before you make any comments, because I'm going to call you out for the frauds that you are. I'm sick and tired of it. I will not put up with it.
This is still him going off on a comment. Now let's go to 6. I gotta speed this up. Let's go to around the 6 minute mark where let's start at a 5 minute mark. Let's go, because he's about to show you why he's really pissed off.
I want to see it. And I want that collector kid, whoever the hell it is, come on here and tell me who's fighting for the fans. I want to see it. I want to see it. Who's crying on tape from Jason David Frank? Who? Tell me who. I'll wait. I want you to come out. Come on out, one collector, whatever you are. I want to hear your comments. Come on. Come on. You're fake. You're phony. You're behind the scenes. You're trying to create this drama that's not there. Let's go through the OGs. And I'm going to say it again. Write it down.
All right. Listen to the OGs, guys. Listen to this shit. Pay attention.
Write it down. This is the history of the show. These are the people that are the legends that should be in every event first before.
Oh, Matt with the burn. Get your with the burn, guys. He coming out burning their ass. He definitely not the Trey of Wisdom. That's for sure. Hey, look.
That's a truthful statement.
Anybody else? Jason David Frank, who passed away, may rest in peace. I'm the only one trying to live out his legacy and inspire and fight for the fans. Chewy Trang, OG Yellow. David Yost, OG Blue. Walter Jones, OG Black. Amy Jo Johnson, OG Pink. Austin St. John, OG Red. Justin Nemo, OG Silver. Trey of Triforia. I'm going to repeat it again. Trey of Triforia. Get it through your head. Trey of Triforia. You getting that? Let me say it one more time. Trey of Triforia.
Write it down. Trey of Triforia is OG, guys. OG.
Nope. OG. That makes 8 only. in the history of the show. 2 have passed on, only 6 left. I do not want to hear any more bullcrap about what OGs are and how many seasons you're in or whatever you want to come up with. There is not another, and I want another fat check from my fans, from the Go Ranger Army that want to get rid of this hypocrisy. Tell me another actor, Power Ranger actor, that had a development deal.
Someone said Justin Nemo was silver, right? That's going to come up. That's going to come up.
With Saban. Please, put it in the notes. I want it in the comments. Tell me another Power Ranger actor that had a development deal with Saban. Put it in the comments. I want to see it. I want to see it because you don't know what you're talking about. Shuki Levy saw what we had, and he created the character bigger than ever. We were going to do everything more than any other person that's on the show. We decided to step back. And when we stepped back, that gave an opportunity for Austin St. John to come on and be the Gold Ranger. So I don't want to hear any more comments about Austin St. John's the OG Gold. He's not. He uses our powers that we gave to him. Get the story right. Go back to Zeo on YouTube. 4th season. Watch it. Watch it. And when you talk about the OG, Hasbro's in charge. We posted on our website the bio Hasbro did when they did the game for us. What did they say? OG. When we went to Morphicon and we met Austin St. John after 26 years, the Gold Ranger, the OG Red, the leader of Mighty Morphin. Watch the video. Go to Triplets Difilippo at the top. You don't have to look far. What did he say? First words out of his mouth. OGs. 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 I'm sick and tired of this industry trying to put us down. I can't stand it. It's all lies. Lies, lies, and more lies. I'm sick of it. It's not right. And I'm fighting for you fans. I'm sick and tired.
He is sick and tired of fighting for it, and he is crashing out in spectacular fashion. Let's keep it going.
I don't understand. You should be proud of me for what I'm doing. Nobody else is doing it. But instead, you're sitting back there whining like a little baby, not even knowing anything that you're saying, trying to defend the corruption. Mikey at Ranger Stock is corrupt. I showed it to you. You saw the post. We canceled. He posted trying to get your money. Fans came up to us, told us they bought the tickets thinking we were going. He lied. He's corrupt. Look at it yourself.
All right. So what he is talking about, guys, he is actually talking about this promo right here. The, hey, Gold Rush, 1 day only, 13% off. Come get it. He's saying, hey, they lied to you. All right. Mikey lied to you. Let's keep it going because he's now about to start naming who was not an OG. Okay? Because he gonna tell you who the OGs are.
Get yourself. You decide. Don't sit there and tell me what went on in the show. You don't know. If you don't know, don't say anything. Now, I have tagged my team, my cast, the people we were on the show with from Zeo, including Austin St. John. That scene we did, that iconic scene, it's one of the most memorable scenes in the history of the show. I tagged them in that. If they do not post it on their website immediately, I'm gonna give them some time. I know they're busy.
What does it sound like? Hey, another hostage situation.
You don't see it on there by tomorrow morning. I'll be here right now, calling them out. This is supposed to be once a Ranger, always a Ranger. We are OGs. The only ones left that are on that show that are OGs is David Yost, Austin St. John, and Trey of Triforia. That means Nakia Burris, Catherine Sullivan, and Steve Cardenas, Johnny Young Bosch are not OGs. Let me repeat that. So if you didn't get it.
All right, guys, he's going to repeat it just in case you didn't get it. Like, please, if you have a pen and paper, take it out, write it down. Okay. Write this down, okay? I know he's saying, acknowledge me, but he's going to tell you who not to acknowledge.
Johnny Young Bosch, Steve Cardenas, Nakia Burris, and Catherine Southern are not OGs. They are not legends. They don't bring to the show what we bring. We're the OGs. We're the legends. We want respect. And we're sick and tired of this industry taking it from us. I'm so frustrated. I don't spend 2 hours. I went fishing. I cried my eyes out at the pier for you guys. I defended the hell out of you. I wake up, the comments from the fans like this. It's disgusting. You should not be a Power Ranger fan. You are not a Power Ranger fan. You don't care. I don't know what you're doing. You don't look good. You're only embarrassing yourself. Everything I'm telling you is factual. I'm the actor. I am the celebrity. The Mikeys of the world are not celebrities. They want to be. They're wannabes. It's the fans that make the conventions, and it's the celebrities. Get it right. Without the celebrities and without the fans, there's no convention. He's a fake. He's a fraud. He did not respect the OG goals from the beginning. He didn't want us at his event. I repeat, he did not want the OGs, only 6 left in the history of the show, at his event.
Yo, this crash out is spectacular, but we got to acknowledge. We acknowledge the contributors. You know what I'm saying? Matt Fisher says he better keep Justin Nemo name out his mouth. It's not going to be kept out his mouth. He's going to acknowledge Justin Nemo. All right, he's going to acknowledge him. I promise you. But let's keep it going.
What kind of Power Ranger manager convention is he? Answer that question. There's only 6. 6? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to go to the list again. Because for some reason, some of you people in this Power Ranger community are not getting it. There are 8 OGs in the history of the Power Rangers show. 100 countries, 25 languages. Now, if I'm making any mistakes with the information I'm giving you, please go to Triplets Difilippo in my DM and correct me. But to my knowledge, this is correct until someone corrects me. There are only 8. Now, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, that's...
Okay, look, guys. Francis is 100% right. They will never be back in the fandom. Never in a million years. All because of Ted went off. And we're going to get to what Scott Zilner had to say and Brendon Benfield. And then we're going to bring up Cody. And I got one more special guest. I just sent them a message letting them know I'm running behind.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. JDF, OG green and white. Truitron, OG yellow. David Yost, OG blue. Walter Jones, OG black. Amy Jo Johnson, OG pink. Austin St. John, OG red. Justin Nemo, OG silver. And guess who? The ones everyone just can't stand. You can't give glory. I'm fighting for you. You don't even care. It's disgusting to me. Trey of Triforia. OGs. OGs. That's what I want to hear from you. I want that kid, whoever you are, to go online and call us OGs.
All right. So he like, hey, look, put some respect on my motherfucking name. You know what I'm saying? He like, put some respect on my name. All right. So I do got a guess that I told a time. We're actually about to go to his stream because he reacted to it and he actually interviewed the person who gave me the hate monger title, Scott Zilner. Okay. And they really don't get to cooking until Scott shows up. Okay. And Matt Fisher, who we going to acknowledge, you know what I'm saying? We going to acknowledge me. Maybe she remind Nakia and Kat we're never dubbed over. FYI, this is some nuts. What about the other 2? Oh, man. Like it would literally take 2 days to cover. I'm trying to cram it into one, but we're going to go to Toy Bounty Hunters, who's actually going to join the stream. I'm hoping sooner than later to talk about this. And yeah, actually, we'll probably. I told him in 30 minutes he'll be up.
Are doing. He's staying out of it. He's away from it.
So he's talking about Timmy. Timmy is staying out of it. He's staying away from it. But Cody may have a different opinion because he's watching this in real time.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, welcome, Scott. Thank you for joining.
Howdy, everybody.
How you doing?
All righty.
So with my history with them is
that's Brendon Benfield. Remember this is the guy who was like, look, man, the price is the price. If you broke, just say that. And when I did the stream and he was like, yeah, I may know I was on a stream or not. Like, bro, he need to acknowledge me. He need to acknowledge me. Or I'm gonna send all my fans to his page and say, hey, acknowledge Henry. No, please do not go to his page, guys. I'm joking. I'm being facetious. Don't ever do that. Don't ever go to someone's page on my behalf. I would never tell you to do it, nor will I like smile upon it if you say you did it.
So Tim, from my understanding, Tim was dating Cody's mom for a while. I hope he's okay with me sharing this. But so Cody and Tim have been in each other's lives for about 10 years and, or maybe even more than that. But Cody and I had known each other from working at Power Morphicon 2016. I know there's things out there about him. I've never experienced any of those things with him. And I'm not saying any of that is true or false. That's none of my business here or there. But from what I have worked with Cody, he's been professional. He's been okay by my book. Again, other people might have had other experiences, good or bad, but for me, he was all right.
That's
so
crazy
he contacted
how he
me
hit
saying,
13
hey,
episodes
Tim and the Triplets
on
want to get back
season
into
4 and thinks he's equal to people in 100 plus episodes and multiple movies.
Yo, thank you for the bits. Yeah, guys, Bits has TTS on it. It's on Twitch, but he says, yeah, those episodes, 13 episodes. He's suffering from a huge sense of entitlement. And Matt said, yo, you met the guy. What happened to him? Entitlement happened. And Toy Hunter is about to come on within 30 minutes.
In the convention scene. They've been out for a while and they want to give it another go. I said, great. I've always wanted to meet them. I'm a fan of the show. I'm starting to do more of these bookings. I'd love to take them on as a client. So, or as clients, if you will. So I believe our first signing together was the Fat Collectible signing. If I remember correctly, that went great. From my memory, there wasn't really any issues there. That's where we kind of came up with the idea of doing the transfer of the powers. Everything was good there. And then we started getting things revved up for Power Morphicon. I contacted Scott about having them on or having them there as guests. And, that's when things kind of started to get a little rough. So Scott, if you want to explain kind of the way that you were promoting things.
Now, Scott Zilner, hey, business is business, man. He doesn't care if you pled guilty to PPP fraud. He doesn't care if you made fun of gay people. He doesn't care if you even platformed a sex offender. If you could generate him money, Scott Zilner he's all about that shit. He's like, all right, cool. Come on, ASJ. Come on, Jacob. Come on onto the channel.
They were starting to get upset because they were saying that they were not getting promoted enough.
Power Morphicon is an extremely huge show with a lot of guests.
It is, guys, and as I've always said, if you're a Power Rangers fan, you kind of got to go to Power Morphicon. It's kind of like a rite of passage. It's like Mecca. You know what I'm saying?
We go over,
despite Scott Zilner calling me a hate monger and all that stuff. He does put together a great show for Power Ranger fans.
Overboard. We go over budget. We bring in everyone we can possibly bring, and then we squeeze a couple more people in. That's kind of the excitement about Power Morphicon. With that being said, that means there is like 250 promos for a year at 364 days in a year. 250 promos.
Now, 250 promos. That's, I believe, people. I could be wrong. But yeah, 250 promos, 365 days in a year. And what you don't want to like spam, like ASJ, he spams the algorithm, like his social media manager. They're like, we know better than you, Henry. I'm like, bro, you spamming that shit. Yeah, all it looks like is a poster for your next bookings and shit. All right. On the original pyramids toy, the top of the pyramid would pop off. I guess Trey lost his head just like the Zord. Hey, look, man.
That's a truthful statement.
Yeah, for sure. And Pete, look, shout out to Cody, guys. We gonna plug his channel when he come up.
You can kind of do the math. We do repeat people. We do go back and recycle people and repost people, and that's part of my method on social media posting, which I'm doing even right now for Pasadena Comic-Con. Every day I post, whatever our new post is, and then I repost a couple people. And I just keep going through that cycle to kind of just keep getting things out there organically as much as the algorithms will allow.
And we should probably add that you and both Ranger Stop share to both timelines and stories. So
every post is done multiple times, and then I have multiple other social media accounts. So a single post can be shared upwards of 6 to 8 times a day.
Now y'all getting some real juice right here. Scott is literally giving you guys the back end of how it works,
depending on where and when, whatever it might be. So they were not given any special treatment, but they weren't given any derogatory treatment. They were just another guest, and that guest was given X amount of promotions. And we do tell everybody, both our vendors and guests, to re-promote themselves as much as possible. And that's kind of it. If you want any kind of extra special treatment on promotions, that needs to be in your contract. And you need to let the promoters know that, hey, I need to have 6 promos before the show happens, or whatever that might be. That needs to be in a contract so that then I can hand that to Joey or anybody else that may be doing those postings to make sure it's taken care of. And generally there's never a problem with like, hey, I want to make sure that we're the front of our promo, or we want you to use this image, or whatever that is. You just have to tell the promoter and we'll do it.
And this is true, guys. This is contract negotiation 101. Hey, I'm coming to Power Morphicon. It's in my contract that you do A, B, C, and D. You're like, okay, we'll agree to do A, B, and C, and D. If not, this could be a penalty.
So I don't understand where it comes from. Like, you weren't promoting us enough. It's like you were promoted just as much as anybody else in that show. A couple people were probably promoted a little more, like Jason David Frank or Legend of the White Dragon. And that's because me and Frank had that agreement. We were going to push Legend of the White Dragon for Power Morphicon. He didn't want to push his Green Ranger or White Ranger personas. He wanted every promo to be Legend of the White Dragon. So every promo for him was Legend of the White Dragon, and we pushed it really hard. Yeah. And that was the agreement we had.
Yeah. Well, another thing too, and I think this is fair to say, Scott, because you've been a part of the convention scene for a lot longer than me.
I've been doing conventions since I was 14.
Yeah. So I've been in the convention scene for about 20 years, or a little over 20 years at this point. But I think it's fair to say, right, especially in terms when it comes to promotion and when it comes to things like flyers, posters, things like that.
35 years.
Yeah. So yeah, you got me beat. But I think it's fair to say, and would you agree that when it comes to promotional materials and things like that, the one who's going to get the prime real estate is going to be the person that obviously is going to draw? Is that fair to say?
Certainly, your biggest draw is the one that you're going to push more, because you may have more invested in them. Like, was there a flight and a hotel? Like, what was the extra cost for a first class ticket, whatever that might be on certain people. And then other ones you promote because you want to push them. I try to really push the people that only did a couple episodes that may have not had.
Now look, Scott Zilner, hey, he giving y'all the gospel, guys. Look, if you just coming out, hey, we're going to promote you. We want people to come for you too. But if I got like this big dog HenryResilient headline in the event, we got to promote HenryResilient. Okay, we got to put him right in the middle of the poster. We got to make sure we doing it and everything, and just replace HenryResilient with Jason David Frank. And that's literally what Scott Zilner is saying.
A star-spanning career, but they're making their first appearance, or they're making an appearance from out of the country. Brendon brought in several people from New Zealand that we've never had out before. And I might have pushed them a little bit more, but we were always pushing everybody. And there's never any kind of like, we're not going to push somebody because if we don't like somebody, we just don't have them there.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about that is too, and I'll agree with what you said. I mean, my specialty or my like desire is to get foreign and rare, meaning like New Zealand, Australia, UK, whatever, and rare guests. So we had, the New Zealanders and I can't remember if we had anybody from Australia this year or not, but the Alien Rangers like David Bacon and Jim Gray, they're rare. Even the Triplets.
My thing is just to make people happy. The entire Power Morphicon show is nothing for me. I lose money on that show. I do that show for the fans. Now,
I don't know if he lose money on that show. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know. Because he had like Hasbro sponsoring it. So, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
You talk about Robo Toy Fest or Japan World Heroes or Sac Toy Con, my other events. I do those for me. Those are fun. I do those for the love of those things. Morphicon, I do because the fans expect it. And I do everything I can to keep up those expectations to do the best of it possible.
I know you're making money.
No, that's what it's about, right?
I know he's making money, man. He's making money. You making off the ticket price alone.
At the end of the day, and that's good. That's a service. I mean, and that's the interesting thing about this whole situation. I find interesting because really, Scott, the issues for Ted and I guess seemingly his brothers really arise from things that happened with Ranger Stop, but somehow you guys got roped into this. You were mentioning it. It's just like, okay.
I watched your video. You had great commentary, and I can't understand the whiplash onto our show, or to all their other castmates. They should have shared our stuff. It's like, no, you shouldn't have been. No one's obligated to share your stuff. Mm-hmm. Even me as a promoter, I'm not obligated to share. I'm obligated to give you a space to sign, and I will put you on the website. But beyond anything else further than that in the contract, you're obligated to share on your social medias per the contract, the guest agreement.
Yeah. It's in your best interest to do so as a guest for the show.
Yeah, and so I see them really fighting against people that you guys aren't promoting us, you aren't getting us jobs, and you know what? No one else is supposed to do that job for you except your agent.
Yep.
And you.
Right.
Another cast member is not there to get you a job. Another cast member is not there to promote you. You need to promote yourself.
You see what happened is they got no experience doing conventions, so when they come back, they're like, "Oh, a convention should work like this," and they just like, "Nope."
And the best way to not promote yourself is what they've been doing, unfortunately, going live.
Yeah. Well, the thing is also, I'd heard them mention like it's almost, they basically put out like they expect that this is what should happen, is that their castmates should be promoting their appearances and stuff like that. And again, not like you said, not obligated to do that.
You're not entitled for other people to do your job.
Yep. Well, the other thing too, what was interesting, like I said, them putting that out there, and they mentioned, other Rangers doing it. I know that some Rangers that are friends will sometimes do that for each other, but that's because, that's a courtesy that they're doing to each other because they're friends.
Professional courtesy here and there is fine.
Yeah, but it's not an obligation. Yeah,
it's not an obligation, and you're not entitled to it. Right. And those are the things that seem to be going over the head right now. Is that you're not entitled to that favoritism. You do have to earn that kind of ability for, hey, can you give me a shout out here and there?
Yep.
And I do it for other shows and other things, and as professional courtesy. Hey, I can do this. But
I'm trying to get to the part where he talks about the table and what happened at Power Morphicon.
If you come up to me and demand it, well, then I'm not going to do it. You don't get to demand something.
Well, and I guess I want to pull back the curtain a little bit on Power Morphicon with them because it was all very confusing as well. So they were upset about the promotion, but then they had complained about their seating arrangement, that they weren't near their cast. But
they asked for a corner. They got a corner. They couldn't get a corner up where the other cast members were because those other cast members had also requested spaces before them.
Right.
So and there's only X amount of corners in any given section. Yeah. So I gave them a wide venue corner, which was their request, but I can't place everybody where they might want to be placed because that's my job, is to make sure the flow of the event and the flow of the guest work. They were in Zeo aisle. They were in Power Rangers into Zeo, but they simply weren't where Jason David Frank was, or where
I know everybody like, hey, put me next to Jason David Frank, put me next to Austin St. John. You know what I'm saying? Because those are probably going to be the most popular too at those type of events. Oh, sorry. They don't do the events together. So, Jason David Frank was there. Austin was not.
Or where Walter was. And those spots were already chosen. You don't get to tell me where you get put. You can ask. You asked for a corner. I gave you a corner. Oh, but you want a corner where someone else is already sitting. I've already made that seating arrangement. And I tell you, as a promoter, the most difficult thing to do is to seat 50, 60 guests, much less 250. And make sure everyone's in their rows with their correct people. And then there's the politics behind it where that person doesn't want to sit next to that person. So you can't put that person there, but then they need to be next to this person. All of that stuff is mind-boggling difficult for 50 people, much less over 200.
Now, This is all true stuff, man. Guys, take this listen to it.
And it takes weeks. I've been working on Pasadena's layout for a week and a half, 2 weeks. I think it's finally done. I'm going to throw it out to the vendors and everything tonight. And then I'll wait for all of the rejections and complaints. Oh, but you gave me a corner and I paid for a corner, but now I want a wall. Or it's a constant losing battle. And all you can do is just put the pieces as well as you can together.
Yeah. And,
now he saw this and he crashed out even more, guys. He was like, oh, I saw this. Let me crash out some more.
Okay, everybody. It's Teddy. Come on live real quick. This won't be long. I can't believe what's going on. It's almost midnight. I have no voice. I am watching, what's this called? From Top Bounty Hunters. I'm watching Scott Zelma and I'm watching Brendon Benfield go through Power Morphicon and the events at Ranger Stop. I have gotten so far 32 minutes in of the 227 minutes of the event.
Now it's the 32 minutes in is all good stuff. Like after 40, you don't really need to watch it, in my opinion, after that.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 pages so far of misinformation of both of them going on live telling the world lies again. I am taking notes. I am going to be going on live tonight. It's going to take me some time because I'm going to get through this 2 hours and 27 minutes of complete misinformation. I don't know what's going on here. This is I don't know really what's going on here. Scott, I see you just came on. One point just for you really quickly. You talked about advertising us right away. We gave you that Power Morphicon video and you sat on it for 30 days. We called Brendon and
look. Oh my God. You harassing me because I didn't post your video. What about your page? What about putting it on your stuff? What about letting your fans know? That's where the onus should be at.
complained to him about it, and that's how you got it up. And when you got it up, it took 7 seconds for it to come on. We asked Brendon that we wanted to be with our cast. We did not want to be in the corner. This is misinformation, but again, I want to go through it all completely. I want to take my notes. I want to be calm. I don't want to yell and scream, but I want facts and I want truth. This is not truth. This is complete lies, and I am going to come back on. I'm going to announce it to my group that I will be back on. It is 12 o'clock midnight. I did take a nap, and I'm watching this, and I'm completely disgusted. I don't know how you guys have the right to go on and lie about the OG Golds. This is why in 26 years nobody knows about us,
and this is why. From moving on forward, no one will still know about you. I mean, we're going to give you some little bit of clout over here, but yeah, I'm saying.
This is the community that we're talking about. So this is just a little bit. Again, I have 7 pages of misinformation of both Brendon and yourself, Scott, going on here, lying to everybody about what's transpired between my brothers and I, with both Power Morphicon and Ranger Stop. But I want to get through the whole thing here. I know there's another one that's out that I won't be able to get to today, but I want truth. This is about God.
What the hell? Look, guys, look, when people start roping God into things like, oh, this is about God, you just like, bruh, you like, come on, man. You just said it was about truth. Now you talking about God. Like, oh, you gotta pick one.
This is about truth. This is not about lies. I'm not worried if I never work again, or if this ruins my reputation because I'm bringing out the truth. But, it's all lies. It's 5 pages so far. So, I just want to let the world know, spread the word. I will be coming back on. Again, it's only been 32 minutes.
You know he's coming back on again, right? You know it.
And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages so far of misinformation.
Now, how do you think his tone changed? You think his tone changed? You think he ever calmed down? Well, the answer to that is yes. But before we get to that, right, we have to see him crash out on Kathleen Sutherland. We got to see him crash out. And Matt is cooking. Matt is cooking.
Let him cook.
This dude needs some loving. It's all I could say due to the chat censors. Hey,
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir, brother.
Like if you really let it, divorce can make you a very bitter person. It really can. And you know, I just don't want to talk about that shit today. But it could be like some residuals from this divorce. But let's hear him crash out on Kathleen Sutherland. Then we're gonna listen to the interview, and then the guy's gonna come up. Toy bounty hunters.
Hey everybody, good morning. It's 9:20 my time. I have no voice. I've given everything I have to you guys. Come on board so we can kind of get some things straight. We're going to talk about some comments. We're going to talk about the hypocrisy. We're going to talk about the lies. We're going to talk about the bullying. We're going to talk about some sort of support that Kathleen Sutherland's given us.
Like, bro, Kathleen looked out for you guys. Like, you guys don't understand, right? When you come on a platform like Power Rangers Playback, they're boosting you out. Okay, they're putting you on.
We're going to talk about her hypocrisy and what the hell's going on here. We're going to go through it step by step. We'll answer some questions, and we're going to continue to fight for the fans. You continually want to bully them. I don't understand why. They're easy prey for you. You've been doing this for many years. It's very clear the hypocrisy that's going on. It's very clear that you favor people, ones over others. It's very clear in 26 years you blackballed us once because we stood up for someone like Cody that has some mental issues. And when you told us you were going to blackball us then, and you've done that, it is a disgrace. You should be supporting your fan base.
Now, Cody is going to have the platform to address his own, his version of what transpired.
That is not support. That is not love. And that is not truth. And until this industry gets it right, you are going to hear from me.
Look, and he was going in. But he's going to make a 180. Every stream he brings up, how he got no voice. You see, he drinking water. Every one he's drinking something to keep the vocal cords fresh. So when he crashing out, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, he may need some.
Give me some of that vagina.
It calms everyone down. You know what I'm saying? When I have a long day and I'm stressed out, this
give me some of that vagina
and some hawk tuah puts me right at ease. Right before court, got me some nice hawk tuah, and then I went in, and then when I left, it needed some more. But what does Goddess Div say? She says, Matt Fisher, dude needs to stay away from women. He scares me. Like, what could he do? He's angry. You know, a woman would soften his ass right up. But this is him. He's about to crash out for 5 minutes, and then we're going to start the interview, and then I'm waiting on the toy bounty hunters to get in the back.
Looks like we already have 30, 40 people coming on. I'm going to raise my voice because this is outright a disgrace. God. You have a fandom that has, not everybody, but a lot of them are mentally challenged. They're easy prey to be bullied, and you think it's okay. You think you can run around the world bullying these people, deciding who you choose to bully and who you choose not to.
Now he's a victim, man. Now he's a victim. It's a wonder why he got divorced. He seems, oh God, man. You never know why a person get divorced, man. You know, I don't know if I could. But yeah, if he's acting like this in the marriage, yeah, divorce his ass.
and shows special treatment. That is wrong. That is not godly. And that is coming to an end because I will continue to point out the hypocrisy.
Look, man.
You are not a victim here. You have never been a victim here.
The lies and how you treat people. I don't understand it. You think you're going to just throw the comments at me and I'm going to sit quiet. It ain't happening. Do you see what's happening here? Are you clear that many of your followers are coming to us because they want someone to stand up for them?
Oh, no.
And your Power Ranger actors are afraid. You're afraid that you're not going to make the money. This is about making money for you. This is not about standing up for what's right.
Now, later in an interview, he's going to explain that he's doing all this because this became their sole source of income. And he just literally took it away within minutes.
I just don't understand it. And we're going to start right off at the very beginning with our castmate, Catherine Sutherland.
Look at her. He coming for her head. You know what I'm saying? He is coming to ring the bell on her ass. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not happy.
He's like this, guys.
I'm not happy.
My question to you is you sent over the Power Ranger playback that my brothers and I did for you guys. Okay? You sent it over.
Wait,
you know what you left out?
What did you... I wanted to pause. I want to quiz you guys. Power Rangers playback, right? I still have the interview up. It's somewhere. What do you think they left out? What do you think they left out? Zeo Gold Ranger Triplet Live. It's missing something. It's missing something. What did they leave out? Come on, guys. Put it in chat. What did they leave out? What did they leave out? Come on. You've been paying attention. If you've been paying attention. That Pirate Bell. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That he was an OG. You was smart. You going places. You know what I'm saying? You going places. And Matt Fisher said that's because it's a job. Yeah, man. He's crying over his job. It's like you snapping on not only the boss, but your coworkers. And then you mad your coworkers won't promote you. And this is what he's about to say.
The original. Why? I want a response. I want a response. Why? Because you're caught up.
Let's let it play back through without me yapping.
I just don't understand it. And we're going to start right off at the very beginning with our castmate, Catherine Sutherland. My question to you is you sent over the Power Ranger playback that my brothers and I did for you guys. Okay? You sent it over. Do you know what you left out? The original. Why? I want a response. I want a response. Why? Because you're caught up in the same bullshit that everybody else is. Everybody else wants to decide who's an original and who is not.
Now, doesn't he decide who's not an original, though? Doesn't he do that? And Matt Fisher is being extremely generous today, man. I appreciate you. He says, I got a Ranger tattoo today. Who'd you get it of, Matt? And I miss the old days when all we had were shirt problems. Hey, man. I like this. It's interesting when you see Power Ranger break character. Now, this is probably not the way you want to break character, but at least he's being honest. He's showing you how he really feels.
You said that you supported us. We sent you over the bio from Hasbro. We sent you over information that we wanted you to post on your podcast. And guess what? You left it out. Again, my question is, why? Why? Because you're not an original? Is that why? Tell me why. I'm right here. Shoot me a text. Shoot me something. Shoot me anything you want. Why? Why are you not giving respect to the OGs? Only to your friends. Only to Austin St. John. Only to Walter Jones.
All right. Listen to this name that's about to pop up.
Only to, I think, Karen Ashley. Really? Is she an original? Is Karen an original? Do your homework. Let me know. And if I'm making a mistake, please let me know. Why'd you leave it out?
Oh my God.
We sent you the bio. You and Nikia. Why did you leave it out?
This is crashing out. Phenomenal.
And you say you supported us. Where on your social media have you put your castmates? Show it to me. Show me where it is. Show me. Show me where you helped us in this business. You put us on that podcast straight to help yourself. To help yourself.
Damn, bro. Damn. This guy does not. Oh, big dog in the chat. Brendon Benfield. Salute to you. We all responded. He never acknowledged any of us. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. I love it
Get
when
your
people
money up, not your
call
funny up.
people out on their lies. I showed the man nothing but love through all this, and he wouldn't say a thing.
That's a truthful statement.
I'm actually with you on this one, Brendon. I'm actually with you and Scott and pretty much everyone else. I see that he crashed out. Thank you for popping in, man. Brendon Benfield. Salute to you, man. Matt Fisher says, let me acknowledge him.
Acknowledge me.
Zeo Gold wasn't even gold in the footage. He was just another Black Ranger. Damn. God damn, man. I got to get into the lore, but I got to get through him crashing out. I think you got one more minute of crashing out, then the interview, then I'm waiting on Toy Bounty Hunter. Please hit the link.
Not to help us. You left out the original. You left it out, but you put Justin Nemo on original. Austin St. John original.
You hear that? Justin Nemo original. Look, he goes in on Justin Nemo being the original Silver Ranger. But it's when I tell you this guy put out hours of footage crashing out, hours of footage, we would be here for like 3 parts if we listened to all of it. So I usually just took the best parts from each part to bring to you guys.
No. What about us? What about us? This is the hypocrisy that I'm keep kind of tell you people is part of this industry. People want to choose who they decide to advertise any way they want.
Fix that hair, buddy.
Catherine, do me a favor. Call me. Nikig Baris, call me. Again, I want an explanation why we are not at Ranger Stop and Pop.
Hey, look.
Why we were not invited. I don't care if you are full or not. We're OGs. We've been out 26 years. Why did we not be invited?
Man, I don't think y'all ever gonna be invited. Salute to Brendon Benfield, guys, for coming through, setting a record straight, in and out, get it done. Look, man, he ain't waste no time. No time. Hey, this is what happened. We all reached out to him. He kept crashing out. Let's get to his interview, because by the time he gets to the interview, and guys, if you don't remember who Brendon Benfield is, it's the guy right here who's like, he was his booking agent. But we gonna have Cody come up. But let's get to his moment of humbleness. Okay. His moment of humbleness. When he starts to realize that crashing out on stream is just not there. Toy Bounty Hunter, please hit the link. We're starting your segment. It only take like 3 minutes to get through some of this, and then we're hoping to bring you up. If you're watching, please hit the link. All right, Matt Fisher again says, "Lost one." The quote Jacob from Lost. What about you? Look, man, they don't even know who this guy is anymore. No one knows who he is anymore.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
They like, Teddy who? Teddy, the original Gold Ranger. They like, original Gold Ranger? You mean Austin St. John? No, it was Teddy from the Difilippo Triplets. They like, bruh, you have no idea who those people are. Okay. Damn, hell yeah. Big Dog's hitting me up in the back, and we gonna get the big dogs on. But I gotta show respect to Toy Bounty Hunters. So let's start this interview right here, because I timestamped it around 14 minutes, where he comes in a little bit humble.
Events. I did not mean any mean harm by that.
Well, here,
yeah, there's a lot of interest going on here.
Dress, because
I would just like a few minutes just to start, and then we can get into your stuff, and then.
All right, we're waiting on Toy Bounty Hunter. Answer the phone, text, and look, man, Brendon is some old wounds may be hurt, may be opening, because he is going through. He's dropping facts. Hey, answer the phone, text. I reached out to him too, Brendon. I reached out to him via the only way I could was through Instagram.
And I have quite a bit that like I said, there's 3 hours of information about me out there, and I just think it's fair that I get a chance to say what I have to say too. I want to start off. The start off was just going to be real quick. It won't take long, and then you go into some of your stuff, and then I really want to get into the nuts and bolts to get some truth out there. Because to be quite honest, what I heard on your live streams with these people was misinformation. And before I get to that, I do want to apologize to everybody.
Wait. What do you mean you want to apologize to everybody? What do you mean? You just was like, F everybody, call me. Now you like, look, man, this is called pride comes before the fall. When, Brendon, you'll come on if you want? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. In about 45 minutes from my hotel going to Fanboy Expo, hell yeah. Come on. Brendon, you top. You can come on. Moderators, keep an eye on when Brendon texts. We gonna make sure he can come on, and I love when we get the people part of it in it. Toy Bounty Hunter, please hit the link, man.
Just so you know, everyone, I'm new to live streams. I'm not even a weekend. So if I make mistakes, please keep that in mind. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm connecting with my fans all over the world. I'm having a blast, but I'm new. So if I make a mistake and if I stuff, just understand I'm new to start. But I want to apologize.
Guys, Toy Bounty Hunters is in the back with a working camera. This is going to be a great interview. I see him. I'm going to bring him on in 3 minutes. I just got to let Teddy get to the part where he apologizes to everyone except for Mikey at Ranger Stop. He's like, he's a crook.
The very first thing I want to do is I want to apologize for my actions the past 6 days. I have said and I have offended a lot of people, and I apologize. I did not mean that. That was not my intention. I should have said things a different way. I'm sorry. I have good intentions. It just came across strong. It came across abrasive, and it offended a lot of people. And I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. What I'd like to do is amend our relations, my relations to Scott Zilner, to Mikey from Ranger Stop, to my cast.
Oh, sorry. You see, hey, I want to amend the relationships now, bruh. It's too late. You've burned the bridge. Once you burn the bridge, it's like, it's game over, man.
Zeo, and to anybody else I offended in any way, shape, or form, again, that was not my intention. Hopefully, as you get to know me a little bit here on this live stream, and as John got to know me yesterday, my heart is full of love. It is not, that's all, that's what I wanted to say. It's possible that there has been some misunderstandings during the preparation of the events that we've gone through, myself and my brothers. And I would like to apologize for the comments I have made in relation to those events. I did not mean any mean harm by that. I was concerned about the mindset of the fans because of JDF's passing.
All right. Now let's bring up friend of the show, Toy Bounty Hunters. Give me some time, guys. Who actually got the interview, who secured it. You are live. Everything you say can and will be used. But Toy Bounty Hunters, tell us about, give us your background for a little bit before we just jump right into it. Who are you and how long have you been in the industry? Even though I already know this stuff, I researched you, but this is Toy Bounty Hunter, guys. This is the person who was covering this in real time.
What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Henry, thank you for having me on. My name is John. I run a YouTube channel called Toy Bounty Hunters. I haven't been posting recently. I've been on a little bit of an extended hiatus on the channel, but I'm a content creator. I've also been a part of this fandom for a while, but I'm probably best known for my series Detention Time, which is docu-series about the history of Power Rangers and the Super Sentai series. So maybe if we share an audience, which I'm sure we do. Hey
everyone, and welcome to our channel.
You cover a lot of Power Ranger stuff, so I'm sure we have a little bit of a cross audience here. But yeah, basically, outside of just doing content creation, I was also part of the founding staff for Ranger Stop Orlando, which is on an indefinite hiatus for the first 6 years of that show's existence. So been a part of the convention scene outside of just doing, outside of helping run conventions. I've been a vendor at conventions. I've gone as media. I basically have experienced conventions any way you could possibly think of, except being a guest at a show, because obviously I'm just some guy. Okay. But that's about, that's pretty much the long and short of it. I've done a lot. I've talked to a lot of people. Been a part, like I said, of this fandom and community for, I want to say probably, probably 15, 16 years, maybe longer.
All right. Obligatory. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it.
All right. Obligatory question. Who's your favorite Power Ranger? When did you start watching Power Rangers?
Oh man, I watched it from the very first season, man. Old school, man. Mighty Morphin. Favorite Ranger was Jason, Red Ranger, and my next favorite Mighty Morphin after him was probably Adam.
Okay, all right.
Adam came in.
Okay,
So-
shouts to all the Johnny Young Bosch fans out there.
Yep.
Before, let's just dive right into this because I know you got limited time. What were you thinking during the first live stream when you start seeing Ted Difilippo start crashing out, calling out people in the industry and castmates?
Well, for one, as soon as he did it, I was just like, "Ah, man, this guy's doing it all wrong." The thing that I took exception with, and why I kind of streamed about it when I heard about it, was the kind of the slanderous things he was saying towards people that I know and I've worked with, specifically, Mike from Ranger Shop, who is one of my personal friends. I've known Mike for, 14 years. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Known Mike for 14 years at this point. Before he even started the show, I was there with him on the staff when he first started. Personal friend of mine, and just the way he was really speaking out of turn, in my opinion, especially on a lot of the stuff he was saying. Not just of Mike, but of Brendon, who is also another personal friend of mine. Just saying stuff that I know is not true about the way they do business. And that's one of the things I took exception to. And I did kind of get a little bit miffed in my video. But I was just like, all right, I need to chill. I need to chill out. Don't take it that personally. Because again, this guy, I don't know him, but clearly I don't think it's, I'm not going to put on my psychologist or psychiatrist hat here, but it's pretty clear, especially when you see the videos, that there's something a little bit off with him. I'm not saying that he has any mental health issues, although he had told me when I did finally get a chance to speak to him that is something he does kind of struggle with. I don't know to what degree or when it started or whatever, but those were things that seem to be, again.
Yeah, I would agree.
Anybody watching the videos, it could be like,
honest.
all right.
It's just like you see the first video, you see him crashing out, like, okay, maybe he's disgruntled. But then when you start doing video after video after video, like of kind of repeating the same things, and you as a content creator know people are going to say crazy comments.
Yep.
And then it's best to never let the trolls win and just block them and just move on. But
and that's the funny thing about it. It's like, so after my initial video, I did actually get in contact with them thanks to Brendon helped us kind of guided the way. I reached out to Ted, but Brendon kind of, filled me in on him a little bit and told me, all right, kind of what to say, what I mean? But I did actually reach out to Ted and managed to get a hold of him and said, hey, let's talk or whatever. Right. And the first conversation I ever had with him, actually, I remember I told him, I said, look, man, I'm just going to be real with you. I'm recording this call. I said, I'm letting you know straight up. I said, and the reason why I'm doing it is because I want to make sure that nothing that we're talking about here is going to be taken out of context.
And that is a great thing. As a content creator, you kind of want to protect your reputation, because let's just say, John, Toy Bounty Hunters, has the phone call with Ted. And then Ted says, look, I talked to Toy Bounty Hunters. He was very disrespectful. He was very dismissive. He said this and he said that. And then next thing you know, people are attacking you. And you're like, hold up. I got the phone call recorded. I know what was said. This is false. So that's common amongst all content creators, guys. Even if they don't be forthcoming and say, hey, we're recording the conversation, because our reputation means so much to not only us, but to our community as well. So
exactly.
So you have that initial conversation with him. Do you think his angst was warranted? I know
it was a little over the top. I mean, here's the thing. When I initially spoke with him, there was a lot of the same, right? A lot of what you saw in the video is a lot of what he was expressing and how he was talking with me. But then he calmed down. He calmed down after a bit, and we actually had a really good conversation. And then he was able to articulate, why he felt the way he felt a little bit better. And I said, listen, Ted, I said, see, if you had explained yourself like this, there might have been some people that still disagreed with you, but they probably would have understood better where you were coming from. I said, if you talk like, if you explain it like this, like how you're telling me right now, calm, cool, collected, and really, really laying it all out, detail for detail, the way you've done with me in this call, I think that people will come to a better understanding and see your point of view a little bit better if you say it like this. I said, and I think this is where you're kind of like missing the boy. I said, I think you're reacting way too much out of emotion. I said, and the same thing too, I told him, I said, look, I don't think going on social media, going at fans specifically, I said, that's not doing you any kind of favors. I went down the laundry list of all this stuff of what he should not be doing. Right. And what I thought, at least by the end of the phone call, is that he understood, and we kind of understood where each other was coming from. I told him what my issues were with him. I even told him, I said, look, man, I'm going to be real with you. What can I say on this? Because I don't want to, cost you any, I don't want your video get dinged if there's, so should I censor myself, my language? Or?
Yeah. Please. It's a family show over here. Okay.
Okay. So I just want to make sure. So I basically told him, I said, look, man, I'm going to be 100% real with you. I even said like, F you in the video and stuff like that. I said, I let him know, I put all the cards on the table and let him know that, hey, look, I'm not going to pretend that I'm being like this friendly guy to you. And, when I said these things about you, I'm gonna let you know, I said these things about you. And then I told him very, very specifically, I said, and I stand by everything I said.
Okay.
I said, I stand by everything I said. I just want you to know and understand that, so you don't think that I'm just some kind of phony person. It's like, oh, hey, buddy, I didn't want to do that. I said, look, I'm going to be real. This is why I felt the way I did. And like I said, it seemed like we came to a pretty good understanding of where each one of us was coming from. And I told him the issues I took with him. I said, look, man, the issue I took with you really, outside of just the way you were acting, is that you said a lot of things about people that I not only know and I'm friendly with, but I've worked with, have good relationships with, that I know aren't those kind of people. I said, and that's the biggest thing I took issue with. And honestly, I mean, that's why I cricked out. I said, but given the fact that you're explaining this stuff to me this way, the way you're doing it now, nice and calm, you're giving more details as to why you feel the way that you do. I get it. I understand that. And I think if you explain it like this, that'll come across a lot better. I said, and people will see your point of view. And that's when I offered them the opportunity to basically, hey, why don't you come on my channel and why don't you explain it like this? And maybe people will see where you're coming from.
And that's what I want to touch on. By the time you talk to him, did you talk to him within his first stream or 6 days later?
I talked to him, that was like, I want to say that was over a year ago. I want to say I talked to him within maybe a couple days after his initial stream. And then because, he called me, we talked on the phone, man. We, gave my number and whatever, we talked. Another thing too, I should mention this, is that when I told him I was recording, because again, the reason I did is because I live in a 2-party consent state. So does he. So, I wasn't going to do it on the sneaky, but also I told him, I said, listen, if you want to copy this recording, I have no problem sending you a copy of this recording. And I did, what I mean? So it wasn't a thing of like, I'm just doing it for me. I was like, hey, look, I'll send you a copy of it too. So that if I speak out of turn, if I say something that isn't true, you have the evidence as well, that you could put it out there and be like, that's not what he told me. You know what I mean? So and I did send it to him. But going back, I'm sorry I think it was within a couple of days after that initial stream that he did where he was kirking out and stuff. And, I remember I said, after we talked on phone, I said, look, I think that if you come on and explain like this, I think that'll go over better for you. I said, I'm not sure what it's going to accomplish. I said, in terms of, because I said, you've been at it almost every day
for a while. Yeah. So
I said, so I was real with him. I said, look, I don't know how far down you've buried yourself at this point. I said, but maybe there's an opportunity to kind of climb out of the hole a little bit. Okay. Maybe. I said, I can't guarantee you nothing, but I'll give you the opportunity to kind of explain it. And if you explain it like this, like I said, I think it might go over better. So why don't you come on?
Okay. So
and that's where
me personally, I think their career is done. But what did you think about him getting hung up on the whole original argument?
Okay,
that's
so,
the elephant in the room, you know?
Yeah, so that whole thing, and I explained that to him too in the phone call. That's the crazy thing. And it's like, well, I'll get to that point. But so with the whole OG thing, right? I told him, I said, listen, you're really caught up on this whole OG thing. I said, you got to understand something. I said, OG is a term that the fandom affectionately came up with for the original cast, that first season cast. I said, that's the original 5. I said, and some people will go even farther, that like people that are hardcore say the 5. Some people include the original 5 in that. But I told him, I said, look, that's just a term. I said that the fans came up with that they affectionately call the first season cast. I said, they're not you are. I said, you are the original Gold Ranger. Nobody's taking that away from you. When people say you're not an OG, they're not saying that you're not the original Gold Ranger. They're just saying you're not part of the original first season cast. That's really what the fans are talking about. I explained that distinction to him so he would understand. I said, you're way too hung up on that. I said, don't worry about that. I said, because the truth of the matter is, fans of the show that have watched the show, that watched the Mighty Morphin, that watched Zeo, that watched beyond that, they know that you're the original Gold Ranger, that you were the first one on screen to come out as the original Gold Ranger. I said, you're getting too hung up on these labels that really don't matter. Right. I said, the OG thing is really that people use that, they reserve that for the original 6.
Okay.
I said, that's it. I said, that's the distinction, and he didn't get it at first. I had to kind of explain over it again. And I thought he got it by the end of the phone call, but then he kind of continued on with it,
All right. So have you spoken to them recently, or was the interview the last point of contact? Okay.
So the last time I spoke to him was when I had him on, and I think I might have spoken to him one last time after that, because he had asked me, he's like, because he seemed to finally realize that he had messed up. He realized that he had burned bridges and stuff like that. And he even wanted to mend fences with Mike. And I said, look, I can't promise you anything. I said, I could put it out there for you. I said, I could talk to Mike. I said, but that's the extent of what I can do. I could put it out there for you. I said, but I can't promise you anything. I said, because you said a lot of things about him that weren't true. I said, you said a lot of things about Brendon that weren't true. I said, and honestly, I think that your only path back to, Ranger Stop, honestly, is if you talk to Brendon. Right. I said, because Brendon, despite how you feel about Brendon, he's not going anywhere. He works very closely with Mike. Brendon was there from he wasn't there for.
Yeah, Brendon.
He wasn't working staff from year 1. Yeah. Oh, Brandon's my boy, man. Brendon, what's up?
He's in the chat. He said he's going to come up in about 30 minutes, and then I also got Cody coming up.
Okay.
What did you think about Cody's role in this? How he basically said that he was standing up for Cody initially, and then Cody said something a little different in his response.
So my understanding of the whole Cody thing, that was a completely separate thing from, any of this. That was like something that happened years ago. I think after Power Morphicon 2012, I believe is when that whole incident, sometime after that. I don't know the specifics on that, but I know that that's a completely separate thing from all this. I do know that one of Ted's brothers, I don't know if it's Tim or Tom, one of them was married to, I believe, Cody's mother.
Tim, it was Tim.
Tim, yeah. And my understanding of the 3 of them, I believe Tim, if I'm not mistaken, and Brandon could probably speak better to this because he actually had a personal relationship with, more of a personal relationship with the 3 of them. But I believe Tim was kind of the voice of reason of the 3 of them. And that's why he kind of largely, I know he was apparently going through some stuff of his own, and largely stayed out of the controversy. Unfortunately, though, Ted took it upon himself to be kind of their representative, their spokesman, I guess would be a better word for it. And that kind of dragged the other 2 down with him. I believe Tom kind of partook in some of the.
Yeah, I did see him in one
some
of the
stuff
live
too.
streams. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he partook a little bit, but I think he kind of. And again, this is just me speculating. I think Tom might have realized that it was probably not the best idea, and maybe he backed off. That's my, because I didn't see him. I think he was on a stream or two, and then he kind of just left it in Ted's hands. But Ted kind of tanked the whole thing for everybody.
He sunk the ship. Now, what do you think about Ted getting upset about the promotion? But there was one promotion in particular that I thought was interesting, that he got mad that he got cut out of what looks to be an Instagram post. Because I don't think he was the most technological savvy to know that the dimensions are like 1 by 1 for certain posts. And with him being at the top, he's like, you cut us out. You didn't put OG Gold in there. What did you think about him being disappointed about the lack of what he interpreted as promotion?
So that's something that I also talked to him about, because, look, I helped plan Ranger Stop for 6 years. And promotion, when, and this is something that I talked about with Scott too. It's just like, when it comes to promoting the show, you're going to put the centerpiece is going to be the people that are probably going to draw the most to your show.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I get business. I get it. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So they're going to get what I would call the prime real estate on the flyer. Now, Ted, and again, here's the other thing too. This fandom is a very niche fandom, not just the Power Rangers fandom, but the Tokusatsu fandom overall is a very, very niche fandom. So only the people that really follow the show, that are really devoted to the show, are going to know who Trey of Triforia is. You know what I mean? So he's not on the level of an Austin St. John, Jason David Frank, or an Amy Jo Johnson. You know what I mean? He's not going to be the one, that's going to, I'll use a wrestling term here, that's going to put butts in seats, right?
Yeah.
He's not going to be the one. I mean, now there's going to be people that want to come see him because they're just diehard fans of the show. They're so diehard. This is like, I haven't met that person. Oh, Trey of Triforia is coming. I've never met him. I'm going to go see him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I watched Zeo when I was a kid and I loved it. You know what I mean? And I love that character, because there are people that love that character. But those are like I said, those are the ones that are diehard fans that are completely devoted to the show. So that's something I explained to him. I said, look, the placement on the flyer is not a slight towards you. You know what I mean? It's not a slight towards you. It's just, you got to understand that there's going to be people that obviously are going to draw. I mean, look, the reason why Kevin Nash was in the center of that particular flyer, let's be honest, Kevin Nash was the guy that was the most famous guy that was going to be coming to that year's show.
Right.
So of course he's going to be in the center of the flyer where everybody can see him. So this was stuff that I explained to him when we talked, and I told him, hey, look, it wasn't a personal thing. It wasn't something done because they wanted to slight you in any way. It's business, man. Plain and simple. It's just business. It's promotion.
Right.
This is how it goes.
And Toy Bounty Hunters, man, I know you said you had limited time. I got to get Cody up here, but I just want to say thank you for taking time out to kind of provide context to everything that was going on with the Difilippo saga per se, man. We really appreciate it. Any last words you got or advice to people maybe in the industry that, maybe that can help them avoid this, obviously, than doing the obvious?
Well, look, what I would say is the one thing you don't do is if you're a person, whether it be you're a person on Power Rangers, a voice actor, whatever it is that your role was in television or movie, obviously the worst thing you could possibly do is not only just attack your fans, but try to weaponize your fans.
He was like, go. Yes. I'm gonna send my fans to their page, to people who was making negative comments, to Power Morphicon, to Ranger Stop. He was like, go to them, tell them you want us there. I was so against that when I was watching hours of him crashing out. And it seems to be like a constant pattern every stream. Hey, go to this person's page, do this. Go to Ranger Stop, do this. Tell Scott this. And I was just like, this is not how you get on. And the whole, if you don't post my stuff, I'm gonna have my fans attack you. If you don't fly us out, put us up, I'm gonna have them attack you. It's like you're negotiating with a terrorist at that point.
Yeah, and the thing, all that blew up in his face, and these are things that, again, these are things I spoke to him about, and even before we went live, I remember telling him, just kind of like, hey, just talk from the heart, just be sincere, like how you were with me, explain it like this. And I told him all the do's and don'ts. I went down that list. I said, this is where you made a mistake. This is where you made a mistake. This is where you made a mistake. I told him, and he was receptive, or so I thought was receptive to the criticism I was giving him. He was kind of a little bit pissed at first. Like he took exception to what I was saying, but I explained it to him, as best I could. I was like, listen, man, this is not me just trying to say this to offend you. I'm critiquing what you did because it has these kind of ramifications. And like I said, I thought he was receptive to it. And what's crazy is prior to us even going live, I remember telling him, I was like, look, just tell them, tell the fans what you told me. Say it like how you told me. And I think that's going to go over better for you. And bro, as soon as we went live, bro, and he was just like, I got this many pages. I was like, oh no. I was just like, bro, as soon as he did that, I was like, oh man, this is not going to go over well. Because that's the thing. He
wanted his 3 hours. He's like, hey, they win 3 hours. I won 3 hours too. And I'm like, you could have summed it up in probably 20 minutes, man.
As soon as he told me he had these page of notes that he wanted to go over, I was like, oh no.
And then the thing that really killed me was he still said someone was a crook. And I don't know which person he said it, but I'm like,
he tried to say that Mike was a crook. And like I said, it's something that I call him. I was like, nah, man, he ain't that guy. Mike's a good guy.
Well, I think it was like something over like $1,000 or something. Like, hey, he stole our $1,000 airfare reimbursement or something. I'm just like,
yeah, I can't remember specifically what it was with that, but yeah, it was something along those lines. And the thing is that the other thing with that is, let me explain that real quick. So Brendon runs a kind of Ranger. He runs like this Ranger sponsorship kind of deal where basically it's fans that they donate their money to try to get Rangers to come out. Because the thing about Ranger Stop is much smaller than Power Morphicon.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It's much smaller. And the thing is, it's a convention that's really, by fans, for fans. And they don't have the marketing machine of, they didn't have the marketing machine of a Saban Brands or a Bandai or a Hasbro like Power Morphicon does. So it's a show, again, it's a show that really was a labor of love when it was put together and done. So it's like, Mike is not a guy who has like these deep pockets. I mean, he has a business. Yes, he is a business owner, but people have that misconception that, just because you own a business, oh, you must be little with me. Well, he's still a small business owner. There's still other things he's got to pay. And it's just like, and it's not like how it is with Power Morphicon, where Scott, it's a little bit easier for him to get guests because a lot of them, they live right there in LA, right? So it's it's a drive for them. With Mike running Ranger Stop, he had to fly in people from all over the country, you know what I mean? Including California. So it's just like, so that racks up after a while on top of having, on top of paying their hotel and all this stuff. So, it racks up, man. And for a small business owner, I'm going to tell you, man, it's just with conventions like this that are so niche, oftentimes they really do lose more money than they make. And that's just how it is, man. It's just like, cause it's such a niche of a fandom.
Sorry to interrupt you, but some of my people said they still want him to post these 7 pages because all the disses were epic. I mean, they want to see they want to see him crash out basically. But
he kind of went over it. He went over it on my stream a bit, and I tried my best to mitigate it as best I could. I'm like, let me let him have his piece, what I mean? Because I said I would. But it was, as soon as he said that he had these pages of stuff, I was just like, oh no.
I said, oh my goodness, because I was researching. I was like, oh my God. I was hoping for a 30-minute interview and then you talk to some other people. But when I saw it was like 2 hours of just him, I was like, all right, we're going to listen to I think I watched like the first hour and then
it's hard.
It's a tough watch, but
It's hard, man. It's hard. I don't blame people. I don't blame people for not wanting to watch that whole thing because it was rough, man. It was rough to get through because, like I said, it was like it's everything we had talked about, man, just completely went out the window. It's just it's like he mind wiped completely everything that we talked about, and it was just like he went into business for himself.
Yeah, and he ruined the business for everybody, which is unfortunate.
He did.
So
yep, unfortunately.
Thank you.
So I guess.
Go ahead.
My bad. That's just it. So yeah, my advice would be if you're a person that has any kind of following, don't alienate people that you worked with or the people that have supported you by doing what he did.
Right. All right.
That's pretty much it.
Thank you, man, for coming up. I really appreciate you staying up, and I'm sorry we went over, but
no problem,
I had to get through all of his stuff so people had a complete picture before I brought you up. You know what I'm saying? So.
It's all good, man.
We hoping you get back to content, showing your face, no problem. not the faceless content. But all right, that was Toy Bounty Hunters, y'all. All right, so let me get him he's gone now. I do got Cody in the